Yeah. Oh, and that's triggered the end of the quest, sadly. But do you know what? I'm going to rezone. Hopefully you guys aren't pissed off by that. But, you know, let's be fair here. Oh yeah, I didn't read that dialogue either. So you might want to pause if you want to read that, because it's one of those things that's a shame to end so quickly. It is a very, very short quest. Trust me. Once that bit's done, that's pretty much the bulk of the quest here. So don't worry, the episode's not going to get really long this time when I go in. That's it. Okay. So when we finish this next guy, we finished it. This also gives us a chance to speak to the Crimson Skull and the Stone Summit, and we will have kind of seen all of the groups. So not all of the dialogue, not by a long shot. Don't get me wrong, but we should be fine. So this time we are... Oh, we're a peacekeeper. That's pretty cool. Okay, right, so we're a peacekeeper. Sometimes it takes me a little while to figure this out. Okay, so we're a peacekeeper. We're going to ignore those guys. We've already spoken to them anyway. Let's go around the corner and see what the Stone Summit... Actually, wait, hold on. There's one other guy, wasn't there? Deckhand Haroon, who said, "Arg!" Very piratey. Okay, so we got two groups over here, right? We got First Mate Chi Lu. These guys are probably the most interesting because they've just had no part to play for so long, but they are here. I bet our ship is bigger than the Corsairs, but why am I talking to you about it? Leave me be. See, this is cool. They're actually comparing themselves to one another. Lieutenant Cao Li says, "I don't know what these Alonian Corsairs think they are, but I promise you that we are the fiercest pirates to ever plague the seas." Yeah, I bet those Corsairs don't even have boats. You'll have your chance to prove your prowess in piracy soon, or may the wind be at your back. I bet... No, I think if you say the top one, he's like, "What are you, stupid?" They're pirates, of course they have boats. So I'm going to go with that one. He says, "Aye, and when we're done, I'll raise the Crimson Skull flag so that you..." I can't do a pirate accent. See, the thing is, I can sometimes, but as soon as I'm recording, it's so much harder. "So high, you'll be able to see it for miles around Kaideng Center." And lastly, Captain Pai Wan, who says, "You have no need to talk to the likes of you. Be gone." You actually look quite cool. The Crimson Skull are pretty awesome. I wonder what's going on with them, Com Guild Wars 2. I mean, let's say this Tengu thing escalates. Is this where the Ministry of Purity would go next? Possibly. I can see why they would. Right, we've got a guy called Brock Ironfist here. Iron Fist, a surname that you may or may not recognise of the dwarves, as you may remember. Are you for sale, or are you just wasting my time? So don't forget, these guys are slave owners. We've got Faunar Ebenhammer, who says, "Get out of my way, you clumsy human, you nearly stepped on me." Or Gone Stone Fury, who said, "Things looking up for the stones." Look how scary these guys look. It's actually pretty messed up. Look, and why has he got glowing eyes but he doesn't? That's kind of weird. It's like the mages have got glowy eyes, but the warriors don't. Whatever. Anyway, so he says things are looking up for the Stone Summit, and we can say things will surely improve for all of us once we're successful. We can say, don't you mean the Stone Summit is looking up to everything? Get it? Because you're short? I need to go. Good luck with that whole slave thing. I'm going to say that, even if it's a bad... The penalty for irritating me is death. Well, I'm sorry. If you can suck up to him with such a crappy line from, the top line there, then I don't really care that I got that one wrong. So we got... Who didn't we speak to before? You barnacle-covered dog. Yeah, I just told him that I was going to sharpen my cutlass, so let's go. One more scurvy scallywag. That's a pretty piratey thing to say. He says, I be thinking the same, but rumour has it we'll be rich men after this. I can't wait to get a look at those Imperial vaults. See, I don't know, I kind of turn a little bit farmer when I'm doing a pirate accent. Who was the other guy? Abbott Byron. I never trust people who wear all white. Is this a reference to the KKK? I don't know, that's what I thought when I first played this. I genuinely thought that when I first played this. I was like, did they just do that? Seriously? Unfortunately for them, they stand between us and destiny. You speak the truth. I sure hope the city gets less depressingly disgusting closer to Kaideng Center. Well, it doesn't really. It is always depressingly disgusting. So there we go. Now everybody's going to move in together and have a little bit of a conversation with these guys, including Rysen, the Phoenix, and Epep, Unending Night, who are two characters we saw fighting before. If you remember, they're kind of the current leaders of the two organisations. And they begin to speak. Apep says, "Gentlemen, ladies, I've called you all here because we have a common problem. That problem goes by many names. The Ministry of Purity is the latest along a long line of do-gooders who are trying to upset the delicate balance between criminals and their victims. This needs to stop." Justicar Jeremy says, "The Ministry of Purity is your problem. Why should we help you? What's in it for us?" And Apep says, "We're getting to that." And Rysen says, "We're not bad people. We're opportunistic people. Normal people see an old lady on the side of the road. We see a coin of purse with hands too frail to hold onto it. What can I say? It's a gift." And Hemek the Blade says, "So what? We're going to rob the elderly? Is it Tuesday again already?" No, it's an example. Look, right now the Ministry of Purity thinks they have us on the run. They think our wills are broken, that our numbers are too few to be a threat. More importantly, they think that the Amphar and the Jade Brotherhood are clear on the other side of the city, still fighting each other. They've sent every available Ministry troop halfway to the Echovald Forest, thinking they can heroically wipe out both of us at once while we are too busy fighting each other to notice. That means they've left Kaineng Center, and more importantly the Imperial Palace, defenseless. Spare a few Imperial guards. The Ministry of Purity cannot hope to make it back before we have a firm hold on Kaineng Center. Aye, says Naeem, and by the time we arrive we'll have plundered every last flake of gold from the Imperial Treasury. Set fire to the palace and our sails will be but specks on the horizon. And Rysen says, we could do that, we could act like petty thieves, ravage the townfolk and loot the coffers of the Empire, or what? Or we could take the Empire for ourselves. What? You're mad! How do you plan on doing that? Sure, we can get into the city, but how do you plan to hold it against the Ministry of Purity forces? Simple. Collateral. We will have their emperor, for one. I'm sure if we looked hard enough we could find their precious minister and her brat, plus the very scared, very fragile citizens of Kaineng Center at our mercy. If they are the heroes they claim, the great paladins of righteousness and virtue that they would have us believe them to be, they would not allow harm to come to so many innocent lives. They will be forced to lower their weapons and negotiate. Of course, during said negotiations, we will naturally betray and murder them without second thought. Then, with the Imperial Guards and the Ministry of Purity destroyed, Cantha will be ours, an empire for criminals by criminals. From our harbours, terror and chaos shall set sail to the rest of Kateria, ushering a new era. The world deserves a better class of criminal, and we intend to give it to them. So, who's with me? And Hermek says, some plan this is, eh, friend? Wait, who are you? You're not. To arms, men, we have an imposter in our midst. And they're speaking to us, and we go, oh, whoa, no, I'm not an imposter. I was really looking forward to all that robbing old ladies and Empire of Criminals stuff. I was, I swear. And Apep says, well, if it isn't Tom Bluewood. Fancy meeting you here. Are you acquainted with my guests? Roughly. Now, you will fail the quest if you try and run right now, so you have to stick around for a certain line of dialogue, okay? They'll just come charging at you and fail the quest if you give it away. Cal Lee says, that do-gooder murdered my captain in cold blood. And Naeem says, this lice-infested sea bass sunk my ship, stole all my doubloons and left me naked and unconscious in the middle of a swamp. That's the guy, I believe, from Latenda Bog, or that's what he's like hinting that he could be. Remember when we were dressed up as Corsairs back then? There's different lines of dialogue that will come depending on what your character's completed in the game. So Rysen says, wow, this nuisance sure gets around a lot. Let's show Tom Bluewood just how much we appreciate his contributions to society. Kill them. And we say, well, it's been a real nice party, but it looks like it's time for me to hit the dusty old trail. And I've just realised that I've been a complete fool. You're supposed to have an increased movement speed for this quest. It's quite hard in hard mode, I believe, because they all speed up. Otherwise, I'm going to try and run, though. So let's go this way. Now, there's lots of dialogue that I just missed because it will come up depending on what your character's completed in the game before. And Tom obviously hasn't done a lot of stuff. But the Warring Crier dialogue I do have here, right here for you. Someone else, one of the Peacekeepers, will say, because of you, I had to follow that psychopath Inquisitor Bauer back and forth across Kryta. I can't unsee the things that I saw that man do. The other thing, of course, we haven't completed actually is prophecies on Tom. So we didn't get to see that, sadly. It will probably be in the description below, though. As you can see, actually, you don't need an IMS. You can just run away, and that's a lot of enemies there. A hell of a lot of enemies. You've completed the quest when you get to this point, even if they do kill you after that. If you get all the way up to the portal because you do have an IMS, you'll just find it's just like a flat wall. And yeah, there you go. A lot of dialogue, actually. I quite enjoy it when it just gets rolling like that. And it was just slow enough that I only got caught slightly behind. So it wasn't like I was rushing to keep up. But yeah, there you go. That's the quest. Really, it's quite a simple quest if you just want to like rush through it. You just figure out 3 positive responses, grab them, and then stand there and run after the dialogue. Really not too bad. But it's got a lot of depth to it. It's pretty cool. And I definitely really enjoyed that with Part 3 of Winds of Change. It was one of those quests that I thought, yes, it's not just random defending things or the same old crap we've done a million times before, so it was a lot of fun, and I had high hopes for the rest of Part 3, and Part 3 indeed does deliver with some very interesting quests. It only added 7 quests, but I think they have a good reason for that, really, because a lot of the quests they did add were pretty damn good. So we go speak to Cal, and he says, they're attacking the city now? By the 6, I must alert the garrison. Here, take this for supplies. Once you're ready, speak with me for orders. And yeah, we accept that. Very, very cool. So there you go, guys. I guess I will see you tomorrow for the next quest. I'm actually going to film the next episode in a minute because there's something that happened to me yesterday that I really want to talk about. So that would probably be a good idea. So yeah, I guess I will see you guys next time, and have a good day. See you later.